Alright, so now we're going to try and do this before shit starts to trying to get up in my face. This is, if I were to have the money, if I were to just have the talent to bring Devilman, bring another Devilman adaptation in, right? Here's how we're going to do it. But first, I'm going to tell you my thoughts on other medias. Devilman manga, I appreciate the influence. I appreciate more than I enjoy it. I think it's okay. Mainly the second half of the story really brings it down for me. I think out of Devilman, I think it has the best pacing. That or the OVAs, that's debatable. But I think it's probably the most fleshed out one, so that's kind of what I think. So, again, I don't like the ending. Sorry. I just don't like it. It's depressing, brutal, get it. Don't think it's a satisfying end. I just wish Akira could have got the upper hand and, of course he would die still. But, you know what I mean? Violence Jack, love it. Damn shame that we never got a fucking, deluxe volume series of that for whatever reason. Shin Devilman, I don't care for that much. The Devilman novels or whatever, I have not read. The OVAs I thought were awesome. And that's really it. And I might actually try to get the Blu-ray of them. I don't know if they're worth it. You guys have to let me know. What else? Amon Apocalypse of Devilman. I'm sorry. I don't like it that much. I think it's fucking weird. I just think it's weird. I don't understand what they were trying to go for. I don't like the art style that much. I would say, and I'm just gonna say it, the OVAs have better fucking animation and style than Crybaby ever fucking did. Back to Crybaby, trash, garbage. Let's move on. Or am I missing something else? Shin Violence Jack. I don't remember too much. I'm corrected. There's someone named Skull King in there or something. Devilman Lady, or Devil Lady, I like to call it. The manga was good up until the ending. The ending is fucking garbage. The ending is the worst piece of dog shit I've ever fucking seen. I don't like it at all. Terrible. I don't even know why Golden Guy even write like that. I don't even consider it to be fucking canon, to be honest. Violence Jack is honestly more canon than fucking makes sense than Devilman fucking Lady it would ever been, you know? Geki Man, I like. Honestly, it does that whole Devilman final arc a bit better, but still kind of just feels rushed. I get they explain that in Geki Man, but still, I mean, he could have done a whole ass volume storyline of that last arc. And yada 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 yada. Devilman Lady anime. I'm gonna tell you guys a story, right? Devil Lady, I kind of knew it was a thing, but I didn't know that there was an anime of it. I used to have Amazon Prime, and it was I can watch it on here. This was before anime pirate sites I started to use, and pretty much used for everything, right? Pirate sites as a whole. I watched it, got really invested into it. The 70s show, 70s show, not my cup of tea. It's alright. Back to the Devil Lady anime. I really enjoyed it. And it just kept on getting better and better. I fucking love June. I love June more than Akira. Not because she's a damn hot-ass fucking broad, but I think she's smarter than Akira. I think she has some sort of fucking common sense, unlike Akira ever did. Right? Lan Asuka in the anime specifically, best Rio Lan, period. Don't care. I know Future Red Eye said, oh, she's a total bitch. That's what I fucking liked. That is what I fucking loved. And, oh, I don't know. Oh, you're a hypocrite. You know, you just said Crybaby is a fucking, you know, his Rio is bullshit. Opinions are wild, aren't they? But I just honestly enjoyed Lon more. The sci-fi stuff that they were trying to go for, I thought was fucking brilliant. I thought some of the side stories were great. And the ending, I wish you motherfuckers could have seen my reaction to the ending, because I was just thinking, oh man, this is gonna end the same, whatever, fuck you. And then, whoosh, June fucking wins and just walks away. Y'all motherfuckers should have seen my fucking reaction to that. It was fucking meme-worthy. I used to live in a completely different place, but god damn, dude. I loved it. I loved the Devil Lady anime. I prefer to say Devil Lady, because Devilman Lady's weird and confusing. Get it? Whatever. I loved it. So much, in fact, that I got the goddamn Blu-ray for it. I love it. I love it. I think it's the best piece of Devilman, period. To me. I think it's undoubtedly, to me, better than the fucking manga. I do think even before the final couple of chapters in the Devil Lady manga, I think it just starts to fall off a fucking cliff, to be honest. I'd need to reread it to see what it was, but I just thought it got extremely fucking weird. And out of nowhere, I think her going to hell is fucking stupid. And just let's keep Akira and June just kind of separate, please. Even I know they're supposed to be same, whatever. Now, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this video that is already too fucking long. How I would change Devilman. Alright? The whole story. I have something on my fucking lip. I don't know. How I would change it. The whole story, concept, stays the same. Devilman becomes Devilman. Miki still dies. But I would like to add and change some stuff, right? And this is going to be a very interesting video. Because I would like to see some discord, or if that's even the right word to even, right term. I like to see some people's thoughts and, oh, that's a terrible idea. Oh, that's a great idea. Certainly not all my ideas are bad, right? This is just what I think, right? The setting. My fucking nose itches. God damn. It doesn't even want me to do this video. Got the crybaby disease. Anyways, the setting. I would change it. And I could go the 70s route or 80s route. If I was going to do that, I'd choose the 80s route. But I would change it to where it's 2018. I like to have a timeline, day by day. I think the whole story is in like a month in the manga. So like the entire main story takes place like 30 days in like the summer, let's just say like June or July. You know, school's off and stuff like that. And I'm going to get to that here in a minute. I know some people are going to be like, hear me out. I would change it to 2018 AC or AD, whatever you want to fucking call it. Have a very Blade Runner-esque opening credits, right? Wouldn't really have a traditional anime intro, to be honest. 2018, you know, when you think of 2018, you think of Donald Trump, and you think of Doge, you think of fucking iPhones and stuff like that becoming the norm. PS4, beating the shit out of the Xbox. You think of that stuff, right? You think of modern Camrys, modern yada yada yada. You think of Windows 10. Well, I don't know if you guys have seen RoboCop, but here's how I do it. It's 2018. Mainly in this city. I'm not going to say what it is yet. but in RoboCop, it takes place in 2012, I believe. But they still have tech from the 80s, right? I would make it to where it's tech from the 30s, 80s, and 90s. I would say the most technological thing you'll see would probably be like an iPhone 3 or an iPhone 4 of some sorts. So maybe late 2000s tech at best. But yeah, you'll see some cars from the 30s, you'll see some cars from the 50s, like a very unique and weird vibe to it that I can't really explain. And apparently, from what people have told me and what I've talked to people too about it, is this is considered cassette punk or anarchism punk, however you pronounce it. Big example is Bioshock. That's all I gotta say. God damn. But also for the setting, I would change it from Tokyo to Miami and the Everglades. I just think it would be cool. I think it'd be cool. I think it could work. Unlike New York City or Los Angeles, I just think a southern city could work. Or Atlanta, even. But, you know, demons taking their fucking fight to Devilman, like the Everglades and like the Cypress and stuff like that. I think that'd be cool. I'm not from Florida, so I'm just, you know. So yeah, Kira and Rio are American. They don't even look Japanese to me. So, school's off, you know, and the whole timeline takes place July 1st to the end of it, to August, when the shit just starts hitting the fan. You get the idea. Right? I'm gonna take most of the stuff from the manga and just put it in here. Most of the dialogue, not word for word. Some of the stuff from the OVA, like Jinmin. Well, it's not from the OVA. The OVA adapted from the novel, from what Red Eye said or whatever. I prefer Jinmin before Siren. I think it's personally better. But yeah. Most of the designs, I'm gonna be honest, I think I'm gonna bring back the OVA designs for these characters. Now look at me, you know, right? I'm not trying to say if I'm a self-insert, but I can imagine Akira being like me, short hair, just a more serious and more smart, common sense filled Akira, you know? He's not a pussy. Even before Devilman, he's not a pussy. He is street smart. He cares about Miki a lot. He doesn't see Miki as a lover, but as a little sister. When his parents are killed in Antarctica or whatever, he is adopted by Miki's parents, I believe. He is very street smart and has 2 original friends. They're not going to replace the Greasers. The Greasers are still there. But we're going to call him J and M. After Rio's departure in, kindergarten or whatever, J and M, we're going to call him J and M, have always been there for Akira ever since Rio left. Those are pretty much his Rios, right? And J and M are pretty much kind of the same character, but I would just prefer to have 2 of them. It's kind of a stand-by-me relationship, like just great friends, you know? Great friends. They all relate. They smoke joints and stuff. And just really cool fucking dudes. Down to earth, honest, you know, they don't lie to each other, they're good friends. There might be a plot where Akira actually killed someone beforehand, like just more self-defense than anything. I'm not trying to make Akira into a piece of shit, but yeah. Miki, kind of the same. Maybe I'd add the track stuff back. I thought that was cool. She's practicing track in the summer. Rio, I'm gonna bring OVA Rio into this. I think his OVA design is fucking immaculate masterpiece. The best Rio we've ever gotten, personally. So yeah, everything plays out. Rio comes back, oh my god, Rio, they hug. Go to the manor, or whatever the fuck it's called. It still doesn't make any sense. Well, I mean, it does now that I think of it, but beforehand, it never made any sense how there was people under the fucking basement and fucking room under the manor. But now it makes sense, now that I've seen Red Eye's response to Bennett the Sage, that fucking retard. So now that makes sense now. They just drugged him in or bringed him in for days at a time, I guess. But yeah, everything plays out that I bring in the demon mask. Again, Akira is not really a pussy. He's just scared for the right reasons, I guess. Like, he's just, nah, man, I don't want... Fuck this. I don't want anything to do with it. But then, Rio forces him and stuff like that. I'm not going to try and do a yaoi relationship thing. I know Rio, like, a side of Rio loves him, but I'm not going to try and do this fucking cliche gay romance thing. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to try and poke the fucking hornet's nest with that. Plus, Rio isn't gay. Like, if you fucking think about it, Rio ain't gay, he ain't gay. Red Eye made a whole fucking video of that. But anyways, Devilman stays the same, and most of the designs are brought back from the OVA, so it's kind of a merge between manga plot, OVA aesthetic, and Crybaby tech, I guess. Mostly. Partially, I don't know. So it's like a merge of all the three, right? And all I'm going to say with Devilman, his Devilman form, kind of like OVA's, I consider that one to be the best design, personally, is most scary. I want Devilman to be busted. I want him to be overpowered than a motherfucker. I want him, like, imagine this. Imagine, like the electricity that, like, surges through, like, the speakers and stuff in, like, the party, takes it out and just zaps and just fucking blows the goddamn demons to smithereens that are trying to attack Rio. Originally, I was going to say keep Rio, like, alive the entire time, or conscious, but then that wouldn't foreshadow the Lucifer stuff. I prefer to call him Lucifer. Saying Satan just makes me feel weird. I'm not a Satan. I'm not. I just prefer to say Lucifer, right? But yeah, I want Devilman to be overpowered than a motherfucker. And I don't really want his design to change, because in a Crybaby, the fucking changes are literally noticeable. So maybe with the change of the eyes and the torso, like his build, like just like this slim, unfit kid to now this Peter Parker, just style build. That kind of transformation. Nothing drastic to the point to where he's like a completely different fucking person, right? Maybe Akira can crack some jokes here and there. He'll have like a good sense of humor. But anyways, yada 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 yada. One thing I did not notice in the manga, if I'm correct, it's Xenon. And at the end of Volume 1, if I'm correct, he's like, Devilman and this bitch Akira, and then he flies away. I thought that was fucking brilliant to bring in Xenon instead of him having the show and the big, oh, you're gonna fucking die part. Which I was so curious to see how like the demons were gonna start like their own emergence day, pretty much. Was it going to be like a track race? Was it going to be like a horse race? Was it going to be a race car race? No. Shit just starts happening, right? And it kind of stays the same, right? Okay, so what else? So now Rio and Akira are beating the shit out of demons, right? I'm going to split this entire Devilman saga into 3 chapters. Birth, everything up until Xenon shows up and pretty much does this little declaration of war. 2, race, which is all of everything, and then ending with Miki's death. And then chapter 3, the final arc, which is peace, right? Don't fucking ask where I got that from. I know Oni is gonna be fucking looking at me like I'm a lunatic when I say that if he decides to watch this video. I hope the video doesn't stop randomly with the length that this video is gonna be, but yeah. He's overpowered as fuck, by the way. Just extremely fast, extremely overpowered, exactly as described as Rio. And J&M, they don't fuck with Rio too much, and neither does Rio. They don't fuck with him. They constantly say to Akira, hey, you know, this guy might be a fucking just a straight up liar, you know. I don't trust him. And I know that kind of ruins the surprise, but I'm just making this for the Devilman fans and see, how is he going to do this? How is he going to do that? And this is interesting, right? So, I don't know. Rio always had this fucking off vibe to him from the fucking start. Like, you're not going to tell me in the eye if you ever meet Rio for the first time that he's just going to be not off after the whole Sabbath party stuff, right? I would do Jinmin before Siren. And the Siren fight, I'm actually going to make it to where Akira just fucking destroys her. And I forgot how big Siren, Celine, Shirinu, whatever the fuck you want to call her, how big she was, like how fucking tall she was. Like when she grabs him from the house, she's fucking huge, dude. So when she does her little last charge, her little bonsai charge, she does her little zap, right? Well, Akira gets zapped, right? But he doesn't fucking fall down or get impaled. He actually absorbs the energy from said zap and just BAM! Sends the fucking lightning flying back to Siren, and then Siren just gets fucking knocked back like a fucking home run. She flies miles, comically, right? And I want to humiliate Siren. I want Devilman to be humiliating the shit out of her. Also with Amon, I'm just going to keep Amon kind of mysterious. He's still the champion. He's still like this big champion dude that, you know, billions of years prior. And they're like, Amon, what the fuck are you doing? You're supposed to be our side. But Amon just kind of prefers to have Akira by his side anyways. He's not like this fucking human form shit. So yeah. When she lands after getting knocked back, Siren, her body connected to Kame actually splits. So yeah, she's fucking dying, like bleeding out. She actually lands in like this random farm barn or whatever, and hits like a light, and then everything just starts to catch on fire, right? Everything's burning around her. She's dying. She's humiliating. She's disappointment, pretty much. And Kira finds her. But Amon takes over to talk to Siren and pretty much just says, as everything is just burning around her, you know, I knew some of those demons back then, and they thought you were a fat fucking joke. Just some big, winged, bloated bird. And I just, like, to me, it just seems so fucking funny and just so savage. And then Akira slash Amon just leaves her to burn in the fucking farm. Her body turns into fucking ashes. Also, when Siren grabs Akira from the house, I'm not bringing back the photographer. Fuck that. Someone from outside in the middle of the night was like, "What the fuck is that?" And it actually takes a picture, a blurry picture of, Siren just swooping in and, getting skedaddled and stuff. So there's that. I will say, since demons can resurrect back, I guess, I will say she probably does return at the very end in the final fight just for sweet, bloody fucking revenge on Akira. Don't judge me. But yeah, then after a few episodes, I actually want to make it 30 episodes. 30 episodes that are like 40 plus minutes long. And honestly, that first episode can honestly be a 2-hour fucking movie for all I care, because I love fleshing out my stories. I love character development. I love spending time with characters, especially with Miki. I love just relationships with characters and drama, and J and M probably being like, "Yo, man, like, he is so fucking untrustworthy. What are you doing?" And actually, I'm just going to say it right now, Akira will tell the truth. Despite Ryo saying you can't let anyone know, he is going to tell the truth to Miki, just like in a random private bedroom. I think this will probably be shortly after Siren. But he's like, "Yeah, this is what's happening, and I just figured to let you know. You guys can let me know how that would go down." He would also tell J and M about it as well, and they're like, "Oh my fucking god, this is fucking insanity. We need to watch our fucking backs." I don't know if that would be the right call or not. You have to let me know. But he would not tell anyone else. He would not tell anyone else. He would not tell Miki's parents. They would all know in the fucking betrayal broadcast. God damn. But yeah. So, there's also going to be this new demon I'm probably going to throw in. He's like second in command. And probably known to probably be the smartest demon of them all. He's like this philosophical demon. He's kind of, his look is kind of similar to Wylad from Berserk. But he's like this demon that doesn't really want to kill Akira, but just trying to like show him how this is gonna go. And all I'm gonna say is, Akira fucking just Devilman form, just bam, right? Beats him down, and this demon says, "Please don't kill me, because if you do, it will be a declaration of war on your species." And Akira's like, "I don't give a shit," and just decapitates him. And this is like a close friend to Xenon's, right? But yeah, that pretty much kickstarts Emergence Day, right? And I can imagine Akira just doing something like that. And this Akira especially is the most demon-phobic of them all. He fucking wants demons gone. He doesn't care. If he has to Doctor Doom his way to ruling the world and just fucking ridding all demons somehow, then he's willing to make sacrifices to do that. Not Griffith way of sacrifice, but he knows that he knows that billions will probably die, but he wants humanity to come out victorious, right? He wants humanity to bound together and come in victorious. And I want humanity to be more hopeful than what they're portrayed in the manga. I get it. It's probably what could happen in real life if this actually happened. But I want them to be more bounded together and hopeful, despite this fucking bleak conclusion that they're probably going to meet pretty soon. This bleak fate that they're brought with. And just put up an actual fight. And the anti-demon core might still be a thing. I don't know. what else? So that happens. And after that, Rio and Akira have just go on this mission. They kill a demon. Akira ain't in the fucking mood right now. I don't know if you guys have played The Last of Us. I would like to add some themes and like certain dialogue from that game into Devilman. I just think it'd be fucking great. And I would like to have a swear to me moment with Rio. Just after that little debacle, Akira pretty much says to Rio in like the apartment, penthouse, manor, whatever, is like, swear to me that you will be by my side with this. Swear to me that you won't backstab me and backstab humanity. And then Rio's like, I swear. I know that's like ruining the twist, but still, it's kind of fucking obvious that he's off from the fucking get-go. I mean, would you really trust someone that just stabs a fucking girl or a man, I forget what it was, with a bottle, and then still kind of trust them afterwards? You should still be on edge with them, but still, trying to help them out and stuff. But in this moment, Rio is still, like, confident, right? Rio is still Rio, right? Then emergency happens, chapter 2. Shit just starts fucking hitting the wall. And yada, yada, yada. I do prefer the Pillars of Salt sequence in Crybaby of, like, in the ocean than in Moscow, which I just think is fucking too sad and too brutal, if I'm being honest. But yeah, it all happens pretty much the same, and Rio just starts having a fucking absolute breakdown and crisis, and just like, this is it, and Akira's like, no, this is not what's supposed to happen, despite it kind of being his fault. It was probably gonna happen either way, but yeah, I'm gonna try and wrap this up before the 40-minute mark. So yeah. And yeah, everything pretty much is the same. Humanity's just getting fucking demolished. There's like broadcasts from the president of the United States as like, this might be it. This might be it, guys. London has fallen. Paris has just fucking nuked itself. The Middle East has fallen. Africa has fallen. Egypt has fallen. Miami is in total fucking chaos. Tampa is in total chaos. Jacksonville is in chaos. Cities like New York have just completely fucking collapsed and were targeted from the demons from the get-go. And this all happens within like a week, chapter 2. There is kind of a chapter 2.5 at the end, and I'm going to get to that here in a minute. This is actually, I'm really excited to talk about this. But, like, Akira just takes this, like, extremely badly. Like, he is just, this is it. Like, how am I supposed to do, like, how are we supposed to beat them? And I'm gonna say something controversial, but Akira is the only fucking Devilman in the world. There is no army he can get. He is completely on his own against however many billion fucking demons are in the world, and that can spawn literally fucking everywhere. Agent Smith style, right? And Rio betrays him. He figures it out. And also, back to J and M, again, these are down-to-earth, extremely loyal, always by Akira's side friends, right? They kind of figure it out, And Akira kind of figures that out on his own, too. Well, kind of after this. But the broadcast, starts. Meanwhile, J and M burned down the manor. Like, it's gone. He's like, we have to tell him. We need to get there as soon as possible, right? And they've had their fair share of killing demons on the way. But, Rio betrays him on live TV. He actually doesn't fucking back down against Mickey's dad trying to shoot him. And it's like, I literally fucking am not even trying to fucking hurt you. What are you trying to do? So, pretty much kind of hurts her dad right in front of her. I don't know how that would go. But it's like, look, this is what's going to happen, and we're going to have to go. So, Akira is fucking pissed, right? He is angry. He is crying silently that Rio just fucking betrayed him, right? Meanwhile, Miami's just getting fucking pummeled in the background. They're putting up a fight still. They're not getting destroyed. They're putting up a fight, right? So I might have to make the demons a little bit weaker. The whole train sequence where the train heads into like hell, that fucking scene was cool. On some like Ghostbusters like type style shit. I thought that was fucking cool. But anyways, before the motherfuckers do arrive, the bitches, right? And I don't know if Akira would be in there or not, but either way, they actually stopped the ambush, and Akira, J&M, Miki's dad, Taro, including, I think the mom's dead at this point, the Greasers, whatever their names are, they all get in like a truck or two, pickup truck. I forgot to mention that J&M are kind of gun enthusiasts and are kind of part in some hood gang-related activity. So they have a shit ton of guns, like, for example, M60s, Thompsons, fucking, hell, even probably grenade launchers even. Intervention sniper rifles, just a lot of big compact guns that they have, and they pack their shit, they have some food, and it's like, look, Akira's like, look, guys, fuck Rio. I'll deal with him another time. I gotta get you guys to fucking safety. And so they move out of Florida, and in the distance, Xenon somehow obliterates Florida, not Florida, but Miami and the Everglades. It's gone. That happens to some other cities as well. And the president, or whoever the new leader is just coming out, set on the radio, and it's completely apocalyptic now. It's getting fucking real, right? And yeah, you don't get to see Akira and Rio have that talk, because Akira is just more concerned for Miki's safety than anything. That's his little sister, not little sister, they're the same age, but he cares about his family. This is the only thing left he has to fight for now. Humanity's descended to chaos, civil war, all of that. They are trying to head up to bumfuck Canada to hopefully just live in peace, possibly. And if they're gonna fight to the very last breath to live, and they're not gonna surrender. So, president whoever the leader is makes an announcement on the radio that says, "Good night and good luck, and scavenge whatever you can." Pretty much, there's no hope at this point. It's like the end of August at this point, and they make their way to bumfuck Wyoming in a national park or whatever, in the forest, and they actually get some people on the way, some trustworthy people. So he's actually gotten this little gang at this point, armed to the teeth with supplies and weaponry, and he's always on the prowl and always on the watch. And then in the middle of the night, ambush. The demons ambush Akira. Now, what happened to the witch? Well, I'll get into that here in a minute. Xenon's big ass ambushes Akira, and they have just out of nowhere, and they have no other choice but to fight. Just destruction. Forest is on fire. They're fighting to the very last T. Just fighting to the fucking T at this point. And ultimately, Akira loses. It was just too much. Xenon, it just fucking... He puts up a fight, but he beats him to the ground and pins him down and all that stuff. He just beats him. Almost beats the fucking demon out of him, pretty much. And I'm just going to say right now, Xenon's kind of the main villain here of this story. And Jay dies in a blaze of glory. He's gone. There's nothing they could do. All the others are dead. M gets eviscerated by Xenon. And, and Miki actually dies by Xenon's hand. Xenon is talking all that shit. He is saying, you think you could fucking just get away from us and blah, blah, blah. Again, he doesn't have a Devilman army, so he... would you do the same? I would. But he doesn't kill Akira. And he kills... Xenon kills Miki, Last of Us style. And Akira is just fucking screaming. He is crying. And he just loses the will to fight. And then they laugh. And then they fly away. Turns out that Xenon sees Lucifer as a weak leader, because if I'm correct, the first battle was like pre Earth, and like the battle between demons and God. Satan loses, Lucifer, whatever. Earth resets, and we're in the dinosaur age, and it happens again. Lucifer loses again, twice. I might be wrong about that, but it might have just happened once. But either way, Xenon sees Lucifer as a weak leader. He is weak. He cannot lead them to victory. How many times are we going to do this? All right? And so, discussion at the Himalayas, there is now a civil war between the Xenon followers and the Lucifer followers. I think the Lucifer followers are stronger, but Xenon is the definitive strongest demon of them all. He is a fucking literal demigod, pretty much. And yeah. But here's the thing. Akira just loses the will to fight. He has nothing. The demon within him is gone. He leaves. So he no longer has powers. He is a fucking mess. He buries the remains of his friends and has a mental breakdown, screaming at the fucking sky, why are you just letting this happen? That's a whole nother... I was going to get into the angel stuff, but I'm not going to really get into that. That's... if the angels were the angels we think of when we think of angels, then they would have handled business almost immediately. They don't. They are honestly, I think, in this universe, fucking selfish than a motherfucker. And makes me to believe that all humans go to hell. They don't even go to heaven. So I don't like that, but I don't know. It's just not what I think of when I think of angels and heaven and Michael and all of that. But yeah. We have literally an entire episode of Akira just... He is this husk at this point. He is just wandering around a fucking wasteland, just wondering why. Like, why did this happen? You know, how could Rio do this? And he kind of figured out what happened, like, who Rio is with that broadcast. and Rio would never fucking do something like that. And that's just where the common sense comes in, right? And Xenon also said some bullshit of how, oh, Lucifer don't care about you. he just used you all along, which is kind of true. I don't know how Rio would react to. He doesn't give a fuck about his friends at all. He doesn't. But about him losing Ammon, whatever. That can honestly go either way. You guys would have to let me know how he would react. If we're talking about manga / OVA Rio and Lucifer, I think, yeah. But yeah. Maybe he would just confront Akira and just say, hey, join me and stuff. But he's literally useless. He's literally fucking useless. Akira is starving. There's no fucking food. He is cold because the atmosphere is all fucked up or burning, scorched in the fucking heat. But then, I'm not trying to preach or anything like that, but to me, it just sounds, and we're already in chapter 3 peace. Peace as in like peace and death. Akira just, I think, throws himself off a cliff. And you think he dies, but all I'm going to say is he comes back stronger than ever. And pretty much gets a blessing from God. I think I'm going to put like maybe a little side story where God just wants to see how this plays out, and Michael is like the only angel that gives a fuck and is trying to help Akira, and so gives him a blessing, and now he's stronger than ever. He doesn't really have Ammon anymore, but he has the powers of Ammon thanks to Michael, so he's stronger than ever, right? So now he is willing to fight. Now he's willing to take revenge, especially on Xenon. Yeah, Rio betrayed me, but Xenon just did something that's absolutely fucking unspeakable to me. So yeah, now it's Akira versus the fucking world, and Akira fucking just demolishes both demon armies and stuff. He fucking, he meets up with Siren again. Bam, destroys her, destroys Psycho Jenny, puts up a fight against Xenon, and yeah, I don't exactly know what type of powers Akira would have. I can imagine like his design, his Devilman design, looking like kind of a full-on Ghost Rider type thing. But I don't know. You guys have to let me know. But yeah, he kills Xenon, and now Rio is the last enemy that shall be destroyed. And they do their final fight. It's just them. Yeah, they're just fighting. Akira's just having none of it. I think Akira is stronger, but Rio is faster. But the more that they fight, the more Akira just kind of figures it out. Slowly chips away at Rio, and eventually, there's many times when you think Akira's gonna die, but he doesn't. He's not gonna die. He's not gonna lose, and he just thinks of everyone, every human that looked up to like a hero or a legend. He puts everything into his right arm and just punches Rio downward, and like the impact of Rio's body actually just destroys fucking Earth. Not destroys it, like explodes it, but just turns it into a fucking red ocean wasteland, like you see in Crybaby, right? And Akira uses all of his powers. Rio is defeated. They both lay down next to each other, both naked, right? Meanwhile, the atmosphere is fucked and oxygen is going very fast. So he is on borrowed time. And, you know, they have this conversation. Like, Rio can't move. Lucifer, whatever. He can't move at all. And Akira just stands over him and he's like, what the fuck did I ever do to you? Like, you could have redeemed yourself. You could have fought with me. Instead, you wanted to continue a losing fight. You will never beat God. You will never beat him. It will never happen. You know, something like that. Akira then reaches into Rio's chest, gruesomely takes his heart out, crushes it, explodes his hand, and kills Lucifer. Lucifer is done. He is no longer going to be a thing, even if the Earth gets reset. Atmosphere is going, oxygen is going, and Akira dies Red Dead Redemption 2 style while looking at the very last sunrise he'll ever see. And that's it. And unlike Devilman, the angels actually don't come to refigure the Earth, right? And that's it. That's how I would change it. Let me know what you guys think. What works and doesn't work for you. If this ever does get to Red Eye's radar, I would love to hear what he thinks. Even if he fucking completely destroys me, I'm going to be very appreciative that he actually sat down and watched this. So, yeah. I hope we get more Devilman. I do. I know there's Devilman Saga, but I seen the ending to that, and it's just another blue ball situation where it's like, come on. Come the fuck on, you know? Like, I don't know. But anyways, I will see you guys in the next video. I think I got one more video planned, but I don't know if I'm going to have time, so yeah. See you guys. Twisms.